What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Kickoff of the Masters today, so I am pumped about that. I don't know about you guys. It is my last old white guy sport that I like to watch. Don't give me baseball. Don't give me anything else. Not college basketball for sure. Just give me a golf course and some big names on it. So hit me up if you're watching the Masters. I'll let you know where my money's at. I like to bet on top fives, top tens, and of course, winner overall. We'll be betting on whether Tiger will make the cut or not. That's always a popular one. And right now, I think you can probably get close to even money for that because it's been so long since he played. But anyways, had to get some Tiger Woods in there for SEO purposes. So today we're talking about the man, the myth, the legend. Seems like when he steps on the field on Saturday, it's going to be like all eyes on him. They should just have Foxes covering the game, of course, so they should just have one camera on Jeremiah Smith the entire game. I don't care if he's on the sidelines, drinking Gatorade, whatever. Let's go to the JJ cam. All right. So, because that's what the people want. People want them some JJ all day, every day. So, we're talking about Jeremiah Smith here. We're continuing our freshman focus series. We did Edric Houston last week, so we're going to do JJ Smith today. And why wouldn't you? This is content gold in the podcast game. So the question I have for you is, we talked about it Sunday night on the TBC Weekly show with me, Jeff, and Sean, and we got some good reaction. And I'm curious what you guys think. You can hit me in the comments, email me, call me, text me. All my contact info is in the show description, whether you're listening on podcast, watching on YouTube, whatever. So is Jeremiah Smith a starter game one? Is he the first? Is he on the field for the first offensive snap of the game against Akron? Let me know what you think. Yes or no? So let's get into it here. 2024 five-star wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith, number one wideout, number one overall player in his class, and the highest rated receiver at a 9.994 ever to sign with the Buckeyes. He's the first wide receiver to be the top-ranked player in the country since Dorial Green Beckham in 2012. And the freaky thing about Jeremiah, there's so many things, but he's already listed at 6'3", 215 pounds. He has everything you want in an elite playmaker on the outside. So during his recruiting process, it's a little up and down, right? We remember that. Jeremiah Smith committed to the Buckeyes actually on December 14th of 2022. It's like a full year before signing day. But then he did sign with the Buckeyes on December 20th, 2023. In that time, he took advantage for sure of visiting some of the biggest programs in the country. I don't know if I'd put Miami in the biggest programs. A program. They are a program, but took a lot of trips to Miami, Florida, Florida State, and others. He took more than 14 visits to other schools after committing to the Buckeyes that we know of anyway, including multiple trips to Florida State, Florida, Miami, and then Georgia, of course. I would venture to guess there are probably a few more trips to Miami mixed in there that maybe didn't get documented so much. Because as we know, recruits are getting paid for these trips, especially five-star number one guy in the class type. So, but in the end, JJ kept his word, is a Buckeye, signed on the line, which is dotted, committed to the Buckeyes. That's all that matters, right? So it was a roller coaster for us fans. Maybe not Brian Hartline so much. He said after Jeremiah signed with the Buckeyes, he said, quote, "I guess I will say this about Jeremiah. He never wavered. His family never wavered. He can say what he wants 2 minutes before the hat came out. He always told me the same thing. His parents always told me the same thing." So from his family to him, the reality of college football is, and the media sees it. The media sees the clicks, and you see the conversations and all of those things. So never wavered, at least in their message to Heartline. So in high school at Chaminade Banana Prep down in Hollywood, Florida, he transferred in there right before his sophomore year, and that's when his career really took off. During that season, he had 31 catches for 667 yards, 7 touchdowns. He had a 172-yard game with a touchdown in the state title as a sophomore. Then as a junior, JJ continued the momentum from that championship game and turned it into a huge season where he really exploded. He had 58 catches for over 1,000 yards, 20 touchdowns. He joined the top pass catchers in his class at the Elite 11 and the OT7 championships. That was last June when he earned MVP honors on the second day of the camp. And he continued his dominance over his senior year. Again, just raising the bar even more. 90 catches last year, 1,400 yards, 19 touchdowns. He was All-American Bowls Player of the Year. The highlight of his senior year was 16 catches, 316 yards, 3 touchdowns in just 3 quarters against Bergen Catholic out of New Jersey. They're a national program, obviously. Huge game, monster in just 3 quarters. So overall, in 35 total high school games, he caught 179 passes, over 3,000 yards, 3,043, 45 touchdowns. He led his team to 3 consecutive state championships. Is that any good? Wow. Jeremiah also dominated on the track during his time at Chaminade. He went 3-time state qualifier in the 100 and 400 hurdles, and he won a gold medal in both of those as a junior at Florida's 1A meet. So crazy athletic ability, the speed, everything. So let's talk about his impact on the Buckeyes this year. Being the number 1 prospect in this recruiting class and the hype with all of his talents, it seems obvious he has a chance to be an impact guy from day one, right? Along with JJ's physical gifts and how polished he already is as a wideout, he'll also have 9 months to prepare his body and develop under Heartline before the season even begins. So he was an early enrollee back in January. So Jeremiah has an opportunity to be a starting receiver when Ohio State kicks off its season against Akron on August 31st. He's been on campus for 4 months and already has been labeled as, quote, a freak, a, quote, dude, and, quote, a specimen by his teammates and coaches. That's how special he already is. Ryan Day said this a couple weeks ago after their open scrimmage, quote, I'm going to be careful what I say, but he's been certainly a pleasure to watch. And we are really excited about his future. Day went on to say, if he continues, quote, if he continues on this path that he's on, he's going to play a lot of football. We will certainly have a chance to, and he will certainly have a chance to start. Missed a he in there. So, yeah, no doubt about it. He will have a chance to start here this season. So the Buckeyes, Ryan Day's kind of laid it out there for you, what he's thinking almost. So the Buckeyes have 2 open starting spots at wide receiver for the 2024 season. Marvin Harrison Jr. off to the draft. Julian Fleming transferred to Penn State. So those guys are no longer in the way. And then you got Jeremiah Smith's former teammates on the South Florida Express 7-on-7 team. You got Carnell Tate. He's looking for an outside spot. Then you got Brandon Ennis. These are strong candidates to earn starting spots. Then you got Emeka Egbuka, the returning starter. So there's no doubt JJ will be in the mix as well, even if he doesn't get a starting position immediately. I think he could definitely be your next man in if you got a rotation of 4 or whatever. So whether he starts as a true freshman or not, Jeremiah's going to be an immediate contributor to the offense for the Buckeyes. and he'll be a huge mismatch on the outside. We've already seen that with some of these crazy social media videos. You've probably seen them on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. Ohio State's been putting out the one-handed catch, the catch over Denzel Burke with Caleb Downs closing in. So, and yeah, it's going to continue probably. So long term, if Jeremiah doesn't become another first-round pick, it will be a shock and a disappointment for sure. But most likely, we're looking at a 3-year career at Ohio State. By then, JJ could be the best receiver in college football. I think that's what we all expect. Denzel Burke said last week, quote, "Watch out for him. This might be a big statement, but just the way he handles himself and the way he moves and the potential he has, I feel like he might be the next best receiver to come through here. And I'm really excited to see what he can do. The sky's the limit for him." So strong words from a guy that has to go up against him every day. Whatever happens, Jeremiah will be the best receiver on the field by the time he leaves Ohio State for the draft. If things go as planned, he'll probably etch his name as another great Ohio State receiver to go on to the NFL. Names like Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin, and so many others. Those are just modern day guys. You could go on for hours with Galloway, Glenn, Carter. Those are just the quick ones that come to my mind. Boston. I guess his player comparison would be Marvin Harrison Jr., just kind of recency bias there. Harrison just finished his 3-year career at Ohio State as one of the best Buckeye receivers ever. He totaled 144 catches, 2,474 yards, 28 touchdowns. He was unanimous All-American twice. This is the standard. It's a high standard, but this is the standard that Brian Hartline has really elevated the room to. And obviously having guys like Marv help to create that standard. But there's nothing ordinary about Jeremiah Smith. He's more than capable of becoming the same kind of game-changing receiver that Harrison was for the Buckeyes. So can't wait to see him on Saturday. And hopefully he doesn't tweak anything, stay healthy and throw the bomb. Go deep, Jeremiah. Just chuck it down there, whoever's back there. Just throw it deep. Let him run under it. So that'll be fun. But all I got for you today, hey, please hit thebuckeyecast.com. Check out the video vault. Also check out the gear there. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.